I want to talk about like the intensity of these games, like watching it on TV from home. Excuse me, even though there's no fans, it's such entertaining hockey to watch. And to be quite honest with you, when the season first started, I didn't think that it would be the best brand of hockey, but I was proven wrong. It's unbelievable. I mostly just watch the Canadian division because it's on Sportsnet and TSN here, but watching the highlights in the morning, waking up and watching the West Division that you're in and all the other divisions, it's intense hockey, man. And like we were talking, trying to schedule this podcast, you guys are busy. So
Yeah.
what do you think is due to this intense play?
Um, I mean, people wondered that when we came back to the bubble for the playoffs last year in Edmonton, and people were saying, how will guys be engaged and how will it be competitive hockey with no fans and no atmosphere in the building? But I think people forget how competitive we all are, and I mean, a lot of people can relate to that. Where I mean, you're playing in your Saturday evening hockey, and something happens and you get heated. So you can only imagine we're all so competitive that it's a little bit different, and you definitely lack a little bit of energy with the fans and stuff like that. But as soon as the game gets going and there's a little bit of back and forth and it's physical, and I mean, everyone wants to win so badly that you kind of forget the fans and the noise aren't there. Obviously, it's a thousand
Yeah.
times better with fans in the building and a great atmosphere. But everyone's so competitive that it's just everyone wants to win so bad that it ramps up, and you kind of don't even notice it.
How do you feel with these back-to-back-to-back games? Like, do you notice it? Like right now, it's your off day. You just played yesterday, and I think the day before. How
Mm.
do you feel right now?
Uh, I mean, I'm a pretty young guy, so I feel
Yeah,
okay. I think that's more taxing on the older guys, and for our group, we're a young group too, so we're also pretty even lineup, so guys can spread out the ice time. We don't have a D-man that's playing 30 minutes a night or anything like
yeah.
that, where that's where it gets really taxing on the body. But for us, you can kind of spread out the ice time and manage your wear and tear. So for us, it's okay, and we like playing like that. I mean, you don't want to be sitting in a hotel room all the time. So honestly, we'd rather be playing games.
It's interesting how a lot of NHL teams this year at the trade deadline built for depth, but that's to your point. It's how you have a great team, you have depth, and you're able to load the minutes on the ice. You look at Toronto bringing in Joe Thornton, and I look at a guy on your team actually, Sad, who won a
Mm,
cup in Chicago. And
yeah.
obviously, I don't want to jinx anything, but you guys are, you're talked about highly in the hockey community. Has Sad dropped any knowledge on you boys about, what it takes to get to that cup final?
I mean, there's no secret thing to say or anything that you could just do that makes us a contender. It's kind of putting in the work, and I mean, we have a good lineup and we know it.
Yeah.
And we're confident in ourselves, and we embrace being the favorites, whatever they were calling us, or top three or whatever we were at the start of the season. We embrace that, and it's a privilege to have that pressure on you. So
Yeah.
we're embracing it, and we need to find our stride here and start winning some games and picking up points so we can get high in the division and have a good seeding for playoffs. So I mean,
Yeah.
our view is to try to win a Stanley Cup this year, and we're not looking past that. It's just we want to take advantage of the group we have here.
What's your coach preaching in the dressing room right now? Because it's such a different year. Obviously you want to win hockey games. That's the end goal. But what's the message in the room right now from Bednar?
A lot of it's just on the process. He's a big one that doesn't judge us on if we win or lose. It's how we play the game. For example, we lost in LA the other night, but we outchanced them something like 18-6 during the game or something like that, and ended up losing.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the coin, we played last night, and we didn't play very well, but our goalie had a good night, and we ended up winning. So that's kind of how hockey goes. But I think the whole process, you need to look at how you're playing each game and evaluate yourself by that. So, I mean, I think we have improvements to make, and our game's not where we need it to be yet.
Yeah.
But we're getting there, and we're working towards it, and working towards playing the right way. That it's going to bring us success in the long run.
When we had McKinnon on the podcast, actually, did you listen to that podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? Did he
Yeah.
say anything to you?
Uh, no, we didn't talk about it after, but I did listen to him.
Awesome. Well, one thing I thought that was cool about his podcast was he was talking about like his leadership ability inside the dressing room when he first got there compared to now, how he was a little bit nervous to speak up because there was a lot of older guys in the room like a Ginla and stuff like that. But you guys have such a young group right now. And in my mind, when I look at you, you're a veteran presence in the room. You've been there for a couple of years and you're a heavy set defenseman that people look up to. How do you feel in the dressing room right now? If something needs to be said, do you mind saying something?
I mean, we have a good leadership group, and even though we're a younger team, we have guys like Nate and Landy and Sod and Kadri and Johnson and guys
Yeah.
like that have been around and been older. And I haven't been around long enough yet to know the ins and outs of the league, and I'm just kind of a part of the group doing what I can do to help and be part of it. But I mean, our leadership's so good that we don't need everybody chiming up in the room and telling everybody what to do. We just kind of all buy in as a group and uh, and, and do what we need to do to get wins. But our leadership group's really good. Landy does a really good job with the room, and then you have guys like Nate that are super intense, and he's kind of our motor that drives our car. So he's super intense and he works super hard, and obviously on the ice he's our best player. So he kind of leads by example
Mm.
and creates the best at everybody.